We have a motion to open, close the closed session. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call? Is it roll call or aye? Roll call.
Mayor,
Here.
Mayor Councilpersons Zhang and Kim will be absent from the work session.
Could the council excuse the two council members?
I don't believe a vote is necessary to excuse, but if that's your practice, then
Because we started here and they left, so if it's okay with
That's
you.
your- that's-
No, if it's
I have
okay,
no
it's fine.
legal objections to that.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
I mean,
The attorney said it's okay.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Kim is not here. Min,
Here.
Park,
Yes.
Pereira, here, Petrie,
Yeah.
okay, Borough Attorney,
I am here.
and Borough Administrator. Okay, on the agenda for today, we have 2 sets of minutes. Consent agenda items 144 through 165. I believe we can do a presentation
Yes.
to the agenda.
Would you like me to speak to that, Mayor?
Yes, please, thank you.
Simply, I guess we could add it as resolution 2023-167. It's a resolution awarding a contract to James O'Connor as a consultant on police matters at a rate of $70 per hour and total amount not to exceed $40,000, subject to encumbrance by your chief financial officer.
And this is going to our consent agenda?
Correct, if the council, whatever's easier for the council, I think that would be fine too.
Yeah, we'll go off. It's fine, sure.
And then second reading, public hearing of 3 ordinances, council reports, and public participation for the work session.
Right, but before, is there any issues with consent agenda you guys wanna address, council members? No? Alright, we have off consent agenda, authorization to enter closed session. Any questions? How about the second reading, public, hearing, ordinance 2223-9-10? Oh, no, I'm gonna ask questions, right, about these people, if they have any concerns. Is there any concerns with the, second reading, public hearings? Great, can I have a motion to open to the public? Can I have a second? All in favor? Please. No questions? Can't be up to now, go ahead. How are you?
You know what I'm going to say.
How are you? No, please, it's a bad day. Thank you for coming.
Sujan 237 Central Boulevard. I have some questions, but number 1 is June 1st, an actual driver hit a Palisade parked car.
No, I'm sorry. Right now, the public, question, it's question time
About
this right now. You'll get the opportunity later.
Okay, sure, thank you.
Anybody else? Please step up. Please tell your name, address. Not that we don't know you.
New 268 Highland Avenue. You said something about resolution 2023-167. Okay, and I couldn't quite understand what this is about.
Yeah.
No, this is,
Yeah, this is for question about
yeah,
this.
public
This is just a
participation
question to
for the
clarification.
work session.
Yes, I'll allow the council to explain that to you again.
Okay.
Sure, I've understood that, I think the public questions at this point in the meeting are on what is on the agenda, which I think we're clarifying. 2023-167 is going to be a resolution awarding a professional services contract to James O'Connor, to consult on police matters at a rate of $70 per hour and total amount not to exceed $40,000, subject to encumbrance by your chief financial officer. The resolution would have been prepared before the meeting, but the council had to discuss it in executive session first, so we'll get a resolution prepared after the meeting.
Okay, another question is, you just had a closed session, which takes more than an hour. Is there any time that, somebody will kind of brief what that closed session is about?
I can disclose that the closed session involved, personnel matters and litigation matters, and that when the need for confidentiality no longer exists, the executive session minutes will be made available to the public.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I wanna leave.
Oh, thank you very much.
I don't know.
No problem, no problem. It's okay, we're able to still function. Thank you very much, Sane. So we'll excuse, Council Lady Rivera, on record. But, we still have a quorum, we still have a functioning government. This is what I mean, don't leave, guys. If you leave, we have to close it. Alright, good. Anybody else? Good. Can I have a motion to close the public and adjourn the work session?
Motion?
All in favor? Great.
That was Park and Beachy, correct?
Alright. I'd like to call, the meeting in order for regular meeting. This is a regular meeting of the mayor and council. Notice was given as follows. Notice was filed on June 16, 2023, with the record in Newark Star Ledger, both official newspapers of the borough. Notice was posted on bulletin board. Copy is preserved in the clerk's office. Roll call, please.
Mayor,
Here.
okay, Min,
Here.
Park,
Yes.
and just for the record, councilpersons Jane, Kim, and Ferrero will be absent from the regular meeting. Beachy,
Here.
okay, Borough Attorney,
I am here.
Borough Administrator, wonderful. Okay, adoption of minutes, we have closed session minutes and the work session and the regular meeting minutes.
Can I have a motion to adopt the minutes?
I'll make them.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you. Consent agenda items 144 through 165.
166.
That's,
Oh,
166.
oh, that's opposite.
Yes. 160.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda resolutions starting from -144 to 165?
Make a motion.
Could I have a second? Please call the roll.
Beachy. Min,
Yeah.
Park,
Yes.
Beachy.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great, great.
Okay, and 167, which the borough attorney introduced at the work session.
Of consent agenda.
Yes. Motion and second, anyone?
Yeah, could I have a motion to, pass resolution 2023-166, authorization to enter closed session?
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry, we did that, my bad, I read the wrong.
Award of contract to
Sorry,
James
sorry.
O'Connor for.
Yeah, yes, resolution for 2023-767, resolution to hire O'Connor as our police consultant. May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Could I have a second? All in favor?
Yeah.
Let's do
No, it's a roll call, it's a
Yeah,
roll call,
yes.
it's a roll call, sorry.
Min,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Beachy.
Yes.
Okay,
Good.
motion passes.
Second reading.
Second reading, public hearing ordinance 2023-9.
Great, can I have a motion to, open to the public?
No motion.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Great. Please roll call.
Okay, Min,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Beachy.
Yes.
To the public concerning the second reading ordinance 2023-9. Any questions?
We should read the title, because it's.
Yes,
public hearing.
please.
Bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of various improvements to Lindbergh Field Phase 2 in, by, and for the Borough of Palisades Park to appropriate the sum of $175,000.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mayor.
All right, can I have a motion, can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2023-9?
Make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Great. Please call the roll.
Min,
Yes.
Park, Beachy.
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance is adopted. Ordinance 2023-10, bond ordinance.
Actually, hold on a second.
Hold on.
We're dealing with bond ordinances, we need a supermajority on final
Oh.
adoption. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
No, we need 4.
so, given the absence of the council members,
We need 4.
I'm gonna recommend that the council make a motion to re-advertise, for a new public hearing at a future meeting when a quorum would be available.
So the advertisers, my quick question, the advertisers will be a 24-hour advertising notice?
A bond ordinance, actually, public hearing it can be held tonight.
Right.
The council lacks the votes to finally adopt the ordinance,
So
so
can
if,
we carry the vote to the special or to the next ensuing meeting? Can we put a caveat there
yes,
that? So
subject to consultation with your bond counsel to confirm that your bond counsel is comfortable.
what we can do is go through the public participation tonight.
Correct.
And then just leave it for the vote
That
at
is
the
correct.
next ensuing meeting.
That is correct.
So
Thank you.
So we're gonna squeeze in the public
Yeah.
participation.
Well, the public, there's obviously public present here tonight,
Mhm.
and just to clarify, folks, I know we were kind of talking some inside baseball up here. When you do any ordinance, it's required to be advertised in your newspaper, which is the New Jersey procedure for making sure that everyone is aware of what your governing body is doing. There was proper, advertising of the bond ordinances for the hearing tonight. It just so happens that the council, due to, illnesses and other considerations, only has 3 members present tonight, and a supermajority or 4 votes is required to adopt a bond ordinance, independent of the mayor, so 4 votes would be required. That obviously can't carry tonight, which we just, picked up on, and so in order to ensure that these items are addressed while allowing the public to be heard on any of these ordinances since they were advertised, we'll have the public hearings, but the potential vote will be considered at another time.
So do we just do the public hearing and then table this? or-
Correct, I think that would be the correct action.
Okay,
Table the vote to the next ensuing meeting, and that could be the special that comes up Thursday or whatever.
okay, we'll put that into Thursday, actually,
Correct.
good call. Are we okay with the council members?
All right.
Great. So we'll take, I'd like to make a motion.
Why don't we,
Why don't
if
you-
it's okay with you, yeah, okay. Why don't we have a motion, I would suggest to the council a motion to open, the floor to a public hearing on ordinance 2023-10, which is a bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of various improvements to the municipal swimming pool complex in, by, and for the borough of Palisades Park to appropriate the sum of $175,000.
May I have a motion?
Make a move.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Min?
Yep.
Park?
Yes.
Petrie?
Yes.
Great, so, can I,
Public hearing.
can I, we just approved the public meeting, right?
It's open to a public hearing now, so you can.
Anybody from the public?
Did I announce it? I did, right?
No.
I did it? I thought I didn't stop. Okay, good. Can I have a motion to open
No,
to the
we
public?
just did that.
Yeah, we just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I did that and you stopped me.
Okay, it's open to the public.
It
Just
is
on
open to
this-
the public, please come on. Any questions about this?
Just on this ordinance.
23, yes, please, come up. -10.
I see undertaking various improvement for swimming pool complex, almost every year. So this time, what are the various improvements included here?
Great, BA, would you like to explain? Thank you.
So you're correct, every year the pool gets work done to it. This one is gonna be for next year's pool, and it's primarily focused around the kiddie pool. The kiddie pool in the condition that it's in now is barely functioning, and this would be replacing that kiddie pool with what is common in most of the pool complexes now called a splash park. Where splash pad, splash park, and new filtration system and everything associated with that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Great, can I have a motion to close? Go ahead.
Motion?
I'll recommend a motion to
Okay,
close the public
close.
hearing,
And then
table adoption of the ordinance, and direct the clerk to advertise it as part of a special meeting, which the council discussed in executive session and will be scheduled for this Thursday at 5 PM, I believe, Mayor, is that
Correct.
correct?
Yes, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. We said 5 p.m., right? 5 p.m. 5 p.m.
So again, it's a motion to close public hearing, add this to the agenda for a special meeting this Thursday, 5 PM.
Whatever he said. Could I have a motion?
I will check the bond council just to
Yes,
ensure
Bond
that
council.
And we'll coordinate
advertisement.
on that.
Advertisement.
Yes.
Yeah. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Min,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Petrie,
Yes.
okay, motion passes.
And similarly, I would recommend that the council adopt a motion to, table and direct the clerk to, list on the agenda ordinance 2023-9 for further consideration at the special meeting on Thursday.
Motion?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Okay, Min,
Roll call?
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Petrie,
Yes.
okay, motion passes.
Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to ordinance 2023-11, this is just.
Okay, great, hiring to our borough attorney, ordinance 2023-11, ordinance addressing the contracting of off-duty police officers or the law enforcement officers. Can I have a motion to open to the public? Any concerns about this, guys? First, no? Can I have a motion to open to the public? Great, second? Thank you, second by Councilman Min. Motions to the public, yes?
Oh, hold on, alright,
Right.
I'll do roll call. Min,
Yeah, roll call.
Park,
Yes.
Petrie,
Yes.
okay, motion passes, open to the floor.
Yes, open to the public, please.
Susan, what happens, if on Thursday you don't have a sufficient amount of council people?
Actually, we did, can I disclose that? Can I disclose that? That's a good question, but, you know,
Well, Susan, what would happen with any other meeting? You wouldn't have a meeting. If there was a quorum for the meeting wouldn't exist, so. there'd be no-
So all of this would have to keep going
It would
on.
go to the
till you
next-
had-
so then we'll set up another special meeting fast, the ASAP. Just gotta do it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
So,
Name and address?
Lois Grotto,
Thank you,
210
Lois.
Glen Avenue. So my question is, how many more meetings can we have where the council people don't show up? Like, is it,
This was, I think, I've never seen this before.
no, right, but I'm just saying, like, let's say by chance, because of maybe some council person didn't show up 2 meetings in a row. So is there a certain number?
If you're inquiring about council members regularly not attending meetings, there is a state law that provides that if a council member misses, I wanna say it's 4 meetings over a span of several months, there-
Last time.
and there's not a medical excuse that there is a procedure for a governing body to remove its own members, but I don't believe that's the scenario that we're facing right here. I think it's, from the mayor's perspective, a general unavailability.
I've never seen people just dropping out because of personal and medical. There's gotta be an anomaly, so I don't expect that to continuously happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
On the floor.
So open the ordinance.
Yes, only for 2023-11,
We
please.
should clarify this.
Again,
is a pub-
it's
this is-
about ordinance?
Yes,
Okay.
for ordinance 20,
And this is an ordinance addressing the contracting of off-duty police officers or other law enforcement officers. So it's-
Okay, so the ordinance 2023-9 is okay to make a question now, or?
That we already have that public hearing.
but then if you come for a special
Yeah.
meeting,
Okay,
it's gonna come out.
We'll also have regular public comment for that.
Yeah, yeah.
thank you.
Anybody else?
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
yes, okay, one more time.
This is probably, I don't understand this ordinance, it's coming from there. It says addressing the contracting of off-duty police officers. What is this means? I mean, can I contract to hire my personal guy? Is guard to, is that what this is?
Mr. BA, would you please take the pleasure to explain that?
So, if you wanna hire your own cop, you can go talk to the chief over there, she'll make arrangements for you. What it's for is, road detail works primarily and off-duty, when an officer is off-duty. Many times you see street work, construction work going on in the street, you see a police car there, police officer. What this does is it sets the standards for that working and the rates that'll be paid, and who is gonna provide the administrative services for that work. That's really what it says.
So in the case of Susan 2377.
Cool.
I'm sorry, you're fading out, say that again?
Oh, yeah, can I?
Go ahead, different question, yes.
So, Mr. Lorenzo, in
Oh, she already did, but please introduce yourself again.
yes, Sue Chang, 237 Central Boulevard.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Lorenzo, in the case that these open duty police officers
Please, I'm so sorry, please, the format is by Robert rules, you address me and I'll send it over to the VA.
Okay, sure,
Yes.
okay. So in the case, the off-duty police officers' role can be the campaign for the elections?
That goes to the borough attorney, what are you specifically talking about?
Like the contracting for campaigning for election?
Yeah, this question is not pertaining to the audience, I think, but I want to look as a good point.
Is in the range of that when you hired off-duty officers?
No, I believe, to provide an example to the public, if a telephone, pole is down and a utility contractor is repairing it and they need police for controlling the roadway or something, that's what an off-duty officer.
So there,
Duty
in
assignment.
ordinance, there is a limited scope of the work that they can do, okay, understand?
It's road detail work, right, okay, good, anybody else? We have a motion to adopt ordinance 2023-11, ordinance addressing the contracting of off-duty police officers with the law enforcement officers. We have a motion? Motion. We have a second. Second by, Councilman Vitry, roll call please.
Min,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Vitry,
Yes.
motion passes, ordinance is adopted.
Council reports, would you please start, Councilman Park?
Not particularly.
Particularly, great. Councilman Vitry? You have the same answer?
I just wanted to touch on the police department. The last 2 weeks or whatever, we had a attempted holdup of a bank. Council Park police officers and the FBI investigated. Our police department, along with the FBI, went over to New York City, apprehended the suspect, brought him back here. They processed him. The last I heard, he was in jail, but I don't know, they may have bailed him out, I don't know the way to bail it, but they did a very good job of police officers, and everybody should be aware of that. The fire department has been a little busy the last few weeks, actually the last couple of months. Gone through a couple of mutual aid calls in Richfield, Leonia, and they're also doing a good job. That's it.
Great, thank you very much. Councilman Min? That's a good report. The VA's report. Report. The chief of police. You could read a little bit about that.
Thank you, sir.
Give us a little more information. Those are too bare, details.
Also, just wanna let you know, man, Junior Police Academy, we started out last year, if you recall, the first time we did it. We're doing that again this year, we started this week, it's gonna be a 5-day process. Each day will have activities for the cadets to go through, geared more towards police-related activities and what we learned in the academy and what have you. Sergeant Mark Messi, he's running as the lead instructor right now. And like I said, they have a curriculum all week, they're gonna have other outside agencies such as the Sheriff's Department, Prosecutor's Office, Sheriff's K-9 Bomb Squad, and the Palisades Fire Department will be involved as well, teaching the cadets certain areas of their law enforcement. If I can add a little bit to what Councilman Beatty said about the attempted bank robbery that we had. Okay, it did occur back on May 31st. What happened was a male gentleman about 6163 entered the bank. He passed a note requesting $5,000 in cash. The bank teller, I have to give her credit, she was very calm the way she reacted. She sent an email to her boss who was in the next room over. He came out nonchalantly, very relaxed, calm, talked to her. And it must have spooked the suspect. Because at that time, he just turned around and he walked out of the bank and took off. When our detective bureau arrived on scene, they reviewed some of the camera footage to see if they could see anything, get a better description of the party and what have you. When they did, they observed that when he left, he pushed on the door with his hand, but he wasn't wearing a glove. So we thought we might be able to retrieve a print from that, which we contacted the Sheriff's Department. They came in, they have a unit specialized that does that. They were able to retrieve a palm print, which later came back to a party that was in the system. We were able to locate his address, his name, which came out of the Bronx, New York. FBI got involved with the felon offense when it involves a bank. They worked out Detective Bureau under the leadership of Sergeant Rory Tennant, Frank DeSico. They went over to the city. They were able to retrieve this body, bring him back. Where they processed him, they interviewed him. During the interview process, he admitted that he did attempt to rob the bank. So with that being said, he was charged, and I just want to thank the Detective Bureau. They really worked hard on this. If you can see the time frame, this occurred on May 31st. You know, we solved it before June's even over. So they really worked hard and fast, and they're able to get this guy.
Officers involved in arresting our suspect and coming back to our jurisdiction, please.
I know Sergeant Detective Rory Tennant and Detective Frank DeSico, they went over to the city along with the feds, and they came over. I know Detective Christopher Shalingo and Detective Mike Lee were also involved during the investigation as well. And then we had numerous sheriff's officers who came over and did a great job when they retrieved the prints. They really took their time, and they hit every area. But what really helped us was, and I'm sure Chief, you can attest to it, he wasn't one of your smarter criminals, because most criminals when they rob, they wear gloves. This guy didn't. So that really made it a lot easier for us to really get this guy. You know, thankfully for that, that worked out. But but again, like I said, it was the hard work and the speed of it that these guys did. It's really, I couldn't be more proud of the guys. I just wanted to say that. So,
Thank you.
and that's all I have, sir. Thanks.
Since you're on the podium, for the public, is there any concerns you wanna talk to our chief? Comes here once a month, he's here to listen to your, issues and rectify your, whatever that may be. Nothing? Great. Let me add to this. Life is but sweet and sour, but I've been noticing that, more and more, I just hear it, right? I don't have the facts, maybe you know it, but I've been hearing that people's cars are being robbed, grand theft auto, riding smack in front of their driveway. Like, so I hear that someone's using a tow truck to tow away their car when it's parked in the driveway. Have you noticed any significant increase, or if there is, are you addressing in certain ways where it could reduce this?
Well, the one issue where there was a tow truck involved, as we did the investigation, we came to learn that there was a repossession involved, and that's why the tow truck was involved in that. But as far as other stuff, we do have patrol, where we designate one guy from patrol, where he will drive up and down on side streets. Anything suspicious, he'll be reported for it and what have you. So we do have guys, driving through the town trying to enforce. Unfortunately, it's so hard to catch that person in that right moment. I mean, you'd love to, but it's very rare that you can. But we do have guys going out there, they are patrolling, they drive up and down the side streets. The one thing I could suggest to all of you, summertime is usually our hot time where burglaries will occur. So again, if you have side doors, mostly in duplexes, you have a lot of bushes, my recommendation, cut the bushes back. A lot of times they hide behind those bushes where no one can see them. Because also the stairs of those duplexes, they go down. So they can hide behind those stairs, go down low, and they can pop those doors. So try to keep your property visible. That's the best thing you do. If you have cameras, keep them activated. Because we have a lot of houses where these cameras aren't even activated, when you turn them on. Ring is a good thing to have. I have the ring. You'd be surprised how clear that comes out. And also with ring, it sends message to other people in the area who aren't ring. So it passes on a message if someone's house gets robbed or something suspicious is in the area. So these are things that you can look at as well. Catalytic converters was a big problem, not just here, but it was happening throughout the state. There was a ring that they caught. So knock on wood, we've been pretty good with that. We haven't had that. But as far as burglaries, I think they're gonna come, unfortunately. But if we can minimize it by really doing the things I said, keeping your house clear of any type of debris. If you see something, say something. That's a slogan that's out there, NYPD uses. If you know who your neighbors are. Okay, so if you see someone walking up down the block that doesn't look familiar to you, and he just, or she keeps walking up and down that block, something's not right. Are they looking at something? Are they scouting something out? Give us a call, we'll come over, we can question these people. But if you don't call us, we don't know. There's times in the past when we would go to a burglary call and someone would say, I did notice someone go into that house, but I just didn't say nothing. But you know who lives there? Right, was it that person? No. But then why didn't you call us? Give us a call. But we'll have people giving us a call if there's a barking door complaint. I mean, give me a call if you see somebody walking the house and you know it doesn't belong there. I mean, that's simple.
I have a question.
Sure.
I live on Glen in Medical School. And I notice a lot of times there are cars that are parked, vans that are parked, and people are sitting there for a long period of time. They don't get out, they don't literally on the street. They just stay there. I mean, do the cops ever go past and ask?
If we get a call, we will come by. A lot of times, most of these people, they're limo services, and they just sit there in their car, Ubers, what have you, just sitting there waiting to get a call.
Maybe
And
because
they
we have
pick
a
up.
lot of parking on that
It's
street.
adjacent to the field.
Right, but listen, like I said, if it doesn't look right, give us a call. There's not any call that we're not gonna go to. You know, that's our job, I always tell people, don't feel like you're bothering us, or you think this call's not worth being called. No, listen, this is what we do, this is our job. We're here to serve the community, so regardless of what that call is, we're gonna answer that call. And like I said, we can't unless you tell us. You know, it could be someone sitting out there, maybe checking a house on the block, just seeing what time they leave, what time do they come back. You know, these are the things, so unless you tell us, we can come by. The guy might say, okay, no, I'm just waiting for a friend, but when we go there, we run their plate number, we put it into our computer system. So now we have their information. So now say, God, I get a call later on tonight or tomorrow, our house was burglarized. Someone says there was a car sitting there. I run that plate now I know who that person is, you know, we can question them. You know, that gives us a lead, something to go by. So always, like I said, just let us know. You're not bothering us, believe me. I'd rather guys be out there doing something than sitting around doing nothing. Okay, so.
Your statement, it's very helpful for the public and to us as knowledge, but I do feel guilty. I recall with you your conversation about neighborhood watch program. I wanna reignite that. I just been really busy in governing, right now just becoming the mayor. I wanna talk to the police committee and continue on with the neighborhood watch program. I think you started on that as well. The other note, I just wanna remind you that the cross intersections accidents are continuously happening. I know that we are waiting for results from the county, their assessment, their data, but still, I think it's been way too long, and I did request that if it keeps it this long, I would like to request that you create, you know, of course, you gotta talk to the police committee, create a good plan and show it to us very shortly. I would really appreciate that, okay? To reduce the accidents.
I know in some areas of concern, I know Catherine Scavage rode around, I think with Mr. Growler, and there was areas, I think by Homestead mainly.
Yeah, we had areas, between Fifth and Sixth Street on East Homestead, on Brinkerhoff, Central, and Palisades. What we did was we're cutting back some of the shrubbery, that's closer to the stop signs, so as people approach the intersections, there are greater amount of visibility. There were some areas where there were no parking signs in close proximity to stop signs, so it could obstruct some vision. We're taking some necessary steps just to clarify some of the issues.
At the end of the day, the mayor and council, just unfortunately, I don't want to sound too cold, we just want results. That's all. So whatever it happens, you know, slowly but surely, because we waited for so long time, we would like to see a reduction, some kind of fact or data saying that, guys, we're doing our job, and we would appreciate that, all right? Thank you. Any more questions?
Not for you.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Can I have a motion to, open, this to the public, please?
Motion. Second.
Second. Roll call?
Min?
Yes.
Thank you for the reminder, please. This is your time to talk, yes. You guys waited long enough. Let it all out.
Thank you to Sue Chung, 237 Central Boulevard. Thank you for addressing for the car accidents in the Central Boulevard, and thank you for Mr. Espino that has, he made the time for me to speak this morning as well. So on June 4th, the natural driver hit a Palisade Park girl who was crossing Central Boulevard and damaged Park residents' property and the car. My SUV car that was parked on the driveway in front of the garage as usual was totally crushed. My car is unable to be fixed by the huge impact of the crash, so was totaled by the insurance inspector. Big cement blocks blew away, the stone wall in our property was knocked down, my neighbor's property was also damaged as well. Surprisingly, after the driver drove into the private properties, she kept driving as if she didn't break her car for the full street block from 8th to 7th Street. Later on, I visited the police office and I was told that the driver must have been panicked. It was just very lucky that there was no resident on the sidewalk to walk the dogs at the time. My child came home from school 10 minutes after the crash, so he survived in our property, private driveway. The driver didn't seem to get any tickets from police departments. The driver's car is designed to have a dash cam that records the video while driving, but no action was made to investigate the accident using the video footage by the police officers. Afterwards, I was told that due to the privacy of the driver, police cannot ask to see the video footage. The neighbors at the scene were all highly doubt about drivers speeding or Central Boulevard. My accident on June 1st was occurred during the lawsuit between Fairfax government against the police officers. I felt like both our town and the police administrations were paralyzed, so were not really active to help the residents for their safety. Mayor and Council, you know that we brought these issues of the danger on the Central Boulevard many times for the past 2 years. So can you help? And my second question is, the last month, 2 police officers were hired. How come the mayor council didn't disclose the public officer's name in the public meeting? So what are those names? And my third question is that I believe that the town meeting was set for 6 p.m. as it says on the website, but is it 5:30 now? Thank you.
Okay, great. The first question, Chief Espino, would you shed a light to her questions of why after the accident, there was no tickets? The dash cam, the person who got the car that into an accident was not assessed. And, you know, obviously, thank God that no one got hurt. Is this your property?
Yes, and then my neighbor's.
So maybe you could shed a light about that.
I did, I spoke with her earlier, she came to my office and I explained to her, from what I read from the reports, car was traveling west on Central coming down, and there was a young girl who darted across Central Boulevard. Upon the investigation, when the officer spoke to the girl, she told the officer, I did not wanna wait for the car, so I just ran across the street. So in doing so, this person luckily missed her. I think he might have nipped her elbow, if I'm correct.
Wow.
But upon not hitting her, he ended up going on some property, and that's where he damaged, Mrs. Chung's car.
What is the reason that you decided not to seek, the view of the dash cam of the person who got the accident?
Well, that was just, upon speaking to her today, I was just brought to my attention that the person had a dash cam. Okay, I didn't see it in the report, nor was it written in the report. I know at times, you know, when the officer's there and he does his investigation, he'll ask the driver what happened, he'll ask pedestrian what happened. So it appears at this time, with the car driving down, if the pedestrian didn't dart out on the street like that, this accident could have been avoided, or they avoid.
Absolutely, this is an accident that's going to happen. We get through unexpected accidents, absolutely. But my question still stands, is it proper procedure of police officer when he identifies a dash cam, does he ask for the permission to use the dash cam to the person, or?
Mayor, I'm just gonna say that, you know, I'm imagining this is probably an open investigation and
Is it?
possible, you know.
Is it an open investigation?
Possible. Police tactics probably shouldn't be discussed. in
Okay,
this forum.
thank you. Well, I try to address it. If you have any other concerns, I can talk to you after the meeting.
Thank you so
We talk
much.
to Spino again. The second question, would you please, there was a second question about the new hires, yes.
New hires, if they are, public officers, that their names can be disclosed, right?
I believe their names were disclosed at the meeting at which the action was taken. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but that could certainly be
That was
provided.
not addressed the last meeting. Because one resident asked that she was told that. So basically, the residents can ask their names because they're public workers and officers.
Absolutely, yeah, I believe
And
that.
if they ask them, then they are contract to answer those names.
Okay,
We can announce names tonight.
Yeah, if
We
you
can-
have them, I don't have them.
what's the names?
Bob, Sangwon Lee, and Julio and
Could you speak a little bit loud, did you hear it?
Okay, Bob, Lee, and
Julio. Yes.
Junior. Thank you. And about the meeting time is 5:30 now, because we.
I think we made a mistake because it was just a special, we had to do a closed meeting. It's not 5:30, it just has been updated. I'll make sure that if this won't happen again, even though the last moment, we should still update the, borough website.
So 6
If-
PM is correct?
It's always 6 P.M.
Okay, thank you so much.
Except for when
Except
we
for-
have executive sessions.
That's
which
what I
starts at
just said,
5:30.
5:30 for the closed session.
So if there's a public notice advertising an executive session at 5:30, just so the public understands, it's legally a public meeting, so the council comes here at 5:30, takes a roll call vote, but then the first action is to go into closed session. And since we're noticing it as a closed session, there's no way that the council can sit here and take public action until 6 o'clock when the public session is scheduled to start. It just so happened that tonight, the executive session, there were a lengthy discussion and it went past the usual start of 6 o'clock. But as the clerk just advised, the public meetings are scheduled at 6 P.M. If there's an executive session that's required, there's a renoticing that is the typical practice that attacks it on in an attempt to not inconvenience the public at 5:30.
Thank you.
Great, any more from the public participation? Okay, please. Your name and address.
Henry Avenue.
Thank you.
On consent agenda 2023-151, we're waiving the fees for outdoor dining.
Yes.
Why are we waiving them?
It was a discussion that was made between the administrative here, we thought that was a good idea, because, as you can see, the inflation and in the recession, people don't wanna eat that much outside. I think it's a good gesture to bolster the e-commerce, the merchants here, the chamber, the commerce here. But in return, what we're gonna do is, they still have to come and register the permit, it's free. That's where we're gonna let them know that, hey, we're still gonna, enforce the rules and regulations of seating arrangements, so we safely operate.
And one other question, thank you. 2023-161, why do we need a bicycle lane?
Oh, that's, I think, isn't that, would you like to explain, is that part of the grant that we have to do it or not? That was a question that actually came out. Chief, yeah.
So, there's a grant available, to have a bicycle lane, I know we talked about the one you had one, in conjunction with some other improvements to Broad Avenue as well. How far we actually get on it, we'll see what comes back as far as the, awards.
Because, we have problems with cars parking, let alone a bicycle lane, and some of them just ride in the sidewalk anyway.
And that's one of the issues, is to get them off the sidewalks and into a bike.
I don't think the lane in the gutter might work. I think it's just, spitting in the wind.
Oh, I know.
But I think this is part of the grant, correct? We can't say no to it if we're gonna take the rest of it.
Good, but you
They've
get-
never
won't get the
been
grant.
to this town then.
I'm sorry?
They've never been to this town.
Unfortunately, I have.
Anybody else, please? Name and address.
Susan Brower, Henry Avenue. I thought I had seen something online that you had a meeting last Thursday? A special meeting?
Do we announce it already?
Special meeting, why did we have a special meeting?
You talking about this coming Thursday or?
No,
No,
last week.
we had a special meeting.
That was the last Thursday before, wasn't it? That was for the cops, for the,
Yes.
to change the resolution, wording.
Oh, that's right.
Hiring
The
the,
word probation.
yes.
Yes. Can we-
So, yeah, so we did, we did have a special meeting, and we were, briefed by council that the resolution, which hired the two officers that we just mentioned a few minutes ago, needed to be amended to have the word probationary added into it, and we did. And that's, took.
Even though we spelled it, what the definition of probation is, they demanded it, so we put it in there. Anybody else?
I just had, on 159, we're requesting a grant for streetscape project phase 3. What were phases 1 and 2?
Yeah, so,
Good question, please.
so 1 and 2 are already in the pipeline, 3 is, a little more encompassing, and they go part and parcel, so when they start and go out to bid, they go out all altogether. It's for, pretty much beautification of Broad Avenue, so it's gonna include street lighting, pavers, new sidewalks, and it starts right here in the middle,
Benches,
flower pots, and it goes in both directions, and I think when it's complete, it'll go, I don't have the plan in front of me, I looked at it,
we looked at
but
it.
I don't know I think it goes to Palisade and to.
It's from Central to Brinkerhoff, and a little more if we have to. Yeah, a little more. But the general thing is, we're gonna make it up to date. There'll be safety concerns that will be addressed, concerning crossing over. There's standard protocols that needs to be addressed concerning sidewalks. It's great. Look how old Broad Avenue is. We're gonna repave the sidewalks, so it'll be more presentable for people to sit down on like 4-leaf or outdoor seating. And this is partially, even half, is being paid by the grant, correct?
Correct.
Is it a matching grant or just a grant?
The DOT, and I don't remember the exact terms, I have to look it up. Yeah.
Okay, and then beneath that, 160. It's the bill that was just sent, I think, to Congress, to the Senate. The state funds a lot of money to repay debt, advanced capital projects, and the last item is provide property tax relief. I took a real fast look at the bill, I didn't see anything about property tax relief. 2 years. No, it's not now, but it's,
Actually, it is part of property tax relief. It is, it's part of the program, I think, right?
okay, I read through it quickly and, I mean, it's fine, be nice to get, cause we're supposed to have excess money in the state, but I think property tax relief ought to come first.
Well, I mean, let's hope we get something. So, I mean,
Yes.
whatever we get,
Yes, yes.
as far as monies and revenues into the borough, it really is property tax relief. Because if it's paying and offsetting other bills,
It
it's
is.
less than your property tax have to go.
I do remember that.
I'll keep my fingers crossed to try to get anything we can get.
Okay.
Anybody else? Mr. Peter Longo, could you please, give me your address?
60 Central Boulevard. I don't think this is working.
We didn't fix that yet? You should just,
It doesn't matter, I think I can.
go ahead. We'll address that.
3 or 4 months ago, I made a suggestion that all jobs in our town be posted. Since then, I checked to see if anything appeared on the website. So far, an employment opportunity section was not added. Why am I making this request? There are many people in our town who are unemployed and are seeking employment. However, how can someone apply if they don't know the position exists? We should be trying to seek the best candidates for any job, whatever it is. This happens when we select from a large pool of candidates whose resumes are analyzed and who are subsequently interviewed by an objective hiring committee. Even though I think I made a simple, practical recommendation, it seems that no change is being made, and that's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong, maybe there's something that I don't know about. A few weeks ago, 2 police positions were filled, and again, yet according to what I was told, there was no advertisement for these positions, and that's what I was told. In preparation for tonight's meeting, I looked at several websites and found employment opportunity sections on some of the websites, not everyone. I think Leonia has it, Fort Lee has it. In fact, when I looked today, before I came here, there are openings for crossing guards, public health nurse, part-time maintenance worker, and there were detailed descriptions of the positions and the qualifications and duties. There's no reason that we can't do the same or something similar, maybe even something better. We have opportunities in the police department, DPW, the pool, and I think the pool advertises with the school, but I'm not sure, they used to. There are openings within the library, crossing guards, there are camp counselors, we have a summer camp, and I think it would be nice if everything was listed on our website, free, everyone could see it, and, everyone would have an opportunity. Is it fair that not everyone is aware of these opportunities? And shouldn't everyone have a chance to apply? Now, I thought I was gonna say that during the work session. I also, while I was looking at your website, I didn't realize I was gonna see this, but I did. I was examining the website, and I noticed, because I'm very interested in the minutes of meetings, and I don't go to every meeting, I don't go to Board of Adjustment. But I know for the council meeting, we're missing March 20th and April 24th for council meetings, and I know they're approved. So I know they have to be typed because you all approve them, but someone's not putting it on. I don't know, I thought you have a technical person that does that, but I'm not sure. On the planning board, there were no minutes for 2022 and nothing for 2023. And I know there are meetings, and the Board of Adjustment, the same
Understood.
thing.
Your samples, your examples are absolutely understood. Just, it's been 3 minutes, we have 3-part questions right now.
Okay.
If I miss, it's about, posting of jobs, it's about, it's 2 questions, right?
I'm
Posting
more
of-
concerned about the posting.
Yeah, posting of the jobs and why the borough, website is not updated with the minutes. I think it's a 2-part question. First one, would you, have the honor to explain the legalities?
I think the council could certainly take your comments under advisement. I don't believe there's any specific legal requirement, broadly speaking, to provide for what you're suggesting, but it's certainly something that they could take into consideration.
Well, I understand there's no legal requirement, but doesn't mean we can't do it. I think it would make everyone, I get approached all the time because I speak at these meetings. I get emails, I get phone calls, and people like the idea about it. They feel that they'll know about it. Because there are people that are very upset that positions are filled and they have no knowledge of, and they're qualified for it. So at least they would have an opportunity. And I don't think it hurts anyone. If there was, you could have 10 people apply, you could still give whoever you want to. I understand that, but at least I think it would be more fair, and other people would feel better about it. And it upsets me a little bit that, and I'm not referring that the people that aren't hired aren't good. It's just that I think other people should have an opportunity. Some people are more in the know. I go to all these meetings, I don't even know some of these positions are available. I'm not interested, but still, I should know.
Understood. I'll make a promise to you, you did come back, I'll consult with the council members and see what they think. And, if you want an answer, I'll try my best to get you the answer. Part 2, our BA, would you explain part 2?
Could be a positive thing too, it doesn't have to be
Understood.
negative.
Which website?
The website.
So the information gets sent to a website person, organization that handles it, we'll get on top of them, keep it up to date, and keep it backed up there.
I just noticed it, I didn't
Thank
even
you.
realize it.
Thank
but
you.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
anybody else besides, yes, please go ahead.
I got a question for the officer of Espino, for he not here now.
If the
He
chief is
left.
not here,
Chief, he le-
then
she left.
you missed the opportunity, maybe you wanna, comes back, you can come back again. Anybody else? Yes, name and address. Please go ahead, yeah.
I completely, 100% agree with Peter, Mr. Peter Longo. It's very, very good to kind of utilize that website by the residents, right? And when residents, looking for their job and job position is their qualification match, then why not, right? I think it's a good thing for the, community.
Great.
That's number one. Second one is, I wanna have an update of a mold issue. For, several months, we are so excited worry about this mold issue and so on, and all of a sudden it's quiet. What happened?
BA, would you like to, explain that? Or, actually, yeah, no, you can.
Yeah,
Yes, go ahead, Council.
Given the fact that that issue involves both personnel
Personnel.
and potential litigation, it would be appropriate for the council to discuss it here in public session, and it would discuss it in an executive session.
Yes. Okay, anybody else? All right, may I make a motion to close the public session? First and second, roll call. First and Beecher.
Okay, Min,
Yes.
Hart, Petrie.
Yes.
Okay, that's to close, and then.
Well, before I close this, we forgot, but we have to really address the honorary recipients of the Certificate of Scholarship Award. It is the recognition of achieving high academic standards, pursuing a college education, and showing interest in the environmental science. We're talking about recyclables, greenhouse, what we're trying to do, LED solar panel. I didn't forget about it. I was a little bit busy. But however, is the people recipients over here? Would you please come over here and honor when I call your name? Tori Faro. Tori Faro's not here. Antonio Gonzalez. Congratulations. For singing the party. Thank you. Thank you so much. The third recipient is Esther Lee. Jason Herb. Jae Yoon Lee. Last but not least, John Kang. Again, thank you very much. We'll drop this out to the proper people to do our administration. Thank you, good job, guys. All right, may I have a motion to close the meeting? Or we would close the public. May I have a motion to close the meeting? Close and adjourn.
Motion.
First, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, guys.